Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who's new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. Okay sweeties, today I'm going to show you this palette. I am going to do the third look today with this palette. This is the Reason palette from DJ's Unique Boutique, and this is how she looks. Now I have to say that I personally have not ever seen a holiday release in that color scheme, and that was immediately what won me over. I was like, wow, this is so unique and it's so cool. So that's why I immediately, when this launched, I want to say that was at the beginning of October 2020, I immediately bought this on launch because, you know, I needed this. Greens and blues are just my life, seriously. I mean, really. So, and also look at the packaging. It is so cute, and I really should, you know, spend some time telling you about this because she has a daughter. DJ has a daughter. Her name is Tyra, and I think she's like an art student, and she is doing all the artwork of her products, which is amazing. I mean, really, what kind of a cool team is that? Mom and daughter, really cool, right? So DJ's Unique Boutique is a US-based indie brand, and I'm so glad that I finally can try out this brand. I think this is the second palette she came out with, so there is other stuff available. I think there's also accessories and things like that if you want to check out the website. So this is now what we are dealing with today. Okay, so I have done a couple of looks. I'm going to put them right on top of me right now. So the first one was leaning a little bit more teal and green, and of course you can see that I did also a pretty bold eyeliner in that first look, because that's what I'm doing these days. I'm just loving the eyeliner game, you know. And then the second look was using the orange and also a little bit of the teal and this whole color scheme. Just wanted to play around a little bit, which was also really nice. And in that look I used one of the dark blues in the palette for an eyeliner. Now for today's look, I actually want to go like really into the blues, and blues are not the easiest color to work with, so I hope it's going to work out. Also, there is really no lighter blue matte, and that's really not a criticism, but there is no lighter blue matte in the palette to blend it out with, so we're gonna have to see. I did actually use my bone color matte to set just a part of my eye space, because you know it's gonna be hard to blend this out if I don't. So that is what we're gonna do today. I think it's gonna be really dark, and it's gonna be really yeah. Okay, so anyway, I think I'm gonna go in with this one first and then deepen it up even more with this all around the crease, and then I actually want to have this on my lid, and maybe if I feel like it, a hint of this in the middle of my lid. So I don't know, we shall see. Okay, this shade here is a little bit scratched up. That is because I used it as a liner, so that's why, you know, sometimes I just have to scrape off some pigment, and that's why they look then like that. But yeah, so color scheme wise, we shall still talk about that at the end of the video. So maybe let's go in and see what we can do. Let me just move my mirror a bit closer, and let's move you a little bit closer. Is that good? All right, sweeties. I feel extremely light now here. I don't know if that is weird, if I'm washed out, because I don't know really what's happening with my camera settings. I'm trying my best. I'm like playing around with different settings, because before everything was just too dark, you know. I mean, I couldn't have my background looked like it was like an orange, like some kind of shade of orange, but it's white, you know. So I was like, this cannot be right. So I changed the exposure on my camera, like the rate, and I don't know, maybe I'm too pale now, but I am not very, you know, I am quite fair and pale. So that is what it is. I think we're going to go in with the shade, which one? Winter. That is this one. Okay, so let's just do our best here. Let me get a brush. I'm going to go in with, I think I want to go in with like a fluffy brush and really light-handed, and try my best. Oh, also I have done my brows today a different way. I'm going to have to experiment with this new technique a little bit more. It's a bit off, but anyway, I just wanted to try something new, especially when it comes to my brows. So once I have tried that out a little bit, and if there's interest, I can definitely do a tutorial on how I do my brows, if there's interest. Okay, so let's just go into the shade Winter, and wait, let's dab out the creasing. I've also realized that lately I've started to get a little bit more texture, like right here, which is sort of bothering me a bit. Alright, we're finally ready. Finally ready to go in, and I'm going to just sort of feather this on, and I'm going to try to build it up. So don't think that these shades are not pigmented. I'm really on purpose going in really, really slowly, okay? Because I don't want to have like a big streak of color and then it's so hard to blend stuff like this out, you know? I used to do that, oh my goodness, in the beginning of my channel when I started to watch Angelica. Yeah, she was the first YouTuber I started to watch, and she always went in, of course, on an unset surface, which I'm doing also, and of course the inspiration came from her because I knew next to nothing about all of these techniques, because that was before I studied to become a makeup artist. So I watched her and I was like, yes, okay, and it looks so easy when she does it, and I was like, yes, this is what I want to do. And then I was standing each morning in my bathroom sweating blood. Sweating blood, trying to blend out this super pigmented eyeshadows. And even like, especially when you are not very experienced in working with eyeshadows, it is, you know, I spent like, I don't know, what was that, maybe 40 minutes trying to blend out my eyeshadows. And then when I look at the pictures today, it still looks like I had like a, I don't know, like a like this on my face, you know. Well, I did my best and I was actually super proud of my accomplishments. But anyway, isn't that how life is, that at some point you look back and then you think, wow, that was embarrassing, but at the moment when you did it, you actually felt super proud that you have come so far, right? So anyway, I think this is already starting to look very good. I just need a different brush to get here into that corner. I don't want to sort of force it, because this is a fluffy brush and I don't want to, you know, make a big splash here in the middle or in the corner here. But I'm sort of feathering out the edges here, and maybe I also should pull in my bone color mat a tiny little bit. Let's just do that and go over the edges. And again, this is what I always do if I only have a dark shade to work with. Of course I could pull in something else, but I want to only use this palette, of course. So that is what I do. I just use my bone color mat and I'm putting it right above the edge here. And then I go in with the other brush again and just sort of, you know, feather over the borderline. I don't know if one talks like this. Does anyone talk like this? There's hair. You see, now I feel exactly like Angelica, because she also pulls off hairs all the time. Isn't that cool? Yeah, and now I have a cat. Like, how is that even possible? Really, you know? Back then I thought, oh come on, like how can anyone like cats? Turns out I knew nothing. Turns out I knew nothing. I always was in love with dogs and horses, you know, never paid attention to cats. I was always like, they're way too, they don't need me, you know. I need the people and the animals in my life to need me. I need needy people. And cats are not like that, you know. They just add you to their life in case they want to. I was like, no, that's not how I see things, you know. I want you to I don't know, be dependent on me and need me and never leave me, and like, you know, like a good dog. So, but cats don't do that, and that never spoke to me, ever, you know. But then Oreo found us, and I was like, you know, after a couple of days when I had started to syringe feed him, let me just clean up this. Something has dislodged itself here. After I had started to syringe feed him, and I think I've spoken about this before already here on my channel, when he started for the first time, and he was like 10 days old when we found him. That's at least what the doctor said, because one of his eyes was still closed, and I think they open their eyes at around 10 days of age. So when he started to purr on me for the first time, this tiny purr of a cat that is so weak and is probably gonna die, you know, because his chances of survival were not very good at all. And he had me, you know, he had me. And I was like, no matter what you're going to do to me, no matter if you need me, no matter if you love me, no matter if you'll ever recognize me as your new mom or as anything in your life, I'm still gonna love you. You know, this cat, I swear, he is the best thing of 2020. The best thing. So, and that now officially makes me a real YouTuber, because now I have hair on my brushes. I have constantly like hair in my face because of kissing the cat. So this must be completely boring to you, but anyway, we're having a relaxed makeup time, and that's what we do. Okay, so I think for a blue, this was so smooth. A super smooth ride. Okay, so now now I want to darken this up a little bit, so let me just get another brush, and I want to go into the shade Tradition. Okay, that's this dark one, and I want to actually push that like really here into the crease. Maybe I should use a smaller brush for that. Let's use this one maybe. This is a little bit more pronounced. I don't know. I don't know the right words, sweeties. This is the E45 from Sigma, and I'm gonna go in. What I'm gonna do? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with my original idea. Sometimes while I'm doing makeup, ooh, this is beautiful. While I'm doing makeup, I get distracted, and then I suddenly think I need to do something else, and then I usually ruin the look. Oh, and sometimes when I'm not filming, and I'm usually doing like a voicemail to my bestie when I'm not filming. So, and then I say, oh, sweetie, you know what? I just ruined my look and it looks horrible and whatever. And then she's like, just wait. Just wait and see. And then when I sent her the pictures of the photo shoot of that day, and she's like, I don't know, you always look beautiful. Like, why are you complaining? But you know what? It is really this clown stage that I always go through. This is a beautiful brush, by the way, the E45. Okay, so just going back into with this brush, with the fluffy one, and sort of smudge it all together. So I'm going through this clown stage every time I'm doing makeup. It's like the stage where I think this is horrible. I have to wash it all off. I hate it. It's like, I don't know. I don't know why I feel like this, but every single time I feel like this. So, something like that, sweeties. I think I want to actually blend out that top part a little bit more. I wish now I had a light blue, so I could just sort of smooth it out a little bit more. Should I pull in something else, or should I just sort of fake it like this? You know, it's not a criticism really of the palette, of the color scheme in the palette, because I think the color scheme in the palette absolutely makes sense. It's really just, it would be easier now. Yeah, but anyway, I think I can leave it like this. Just sort of, you know, fake it till you make it. Let me take a different brush, maybe that's gonna help. So this is also from Sigma, this is the E35. And I'm also, I have my bone color mat on this one, and I'm just gonna try to sort of do a little bit more blending here. And then I think we're already ready to go in with yet another blue. And that is that blue shimmer. And I don't know yet if I'm going to go in also with the lighter blue, but let's see. Wow, I look so white in my viewfinder. It is, I hope this footage is gonna be even usable. Ooh. Okay, so let's go into that blue shimmer. Something on my lashes. Okay, so this is the shade Christ. It's a very beautiful blue, really pretty. I have nothing on my brush, okay, so this is just picking it up the way it is. It picks up really nicely on the brush, by the way. All of those shimmers. Oh, seriously, this is the first time that I'm using this shade. Oh, makes you believe in Christmas, doesn't it? Oh dear Lord. Oh my, this is so beautiful. I hope I'm not so washed out that you don't see how beautiful this is. This is so beautiful that I right now have goosebumps. And this is not even, it's not a wet brush, you know? It's not a wet brush. This is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. This is so beautiful. Alright, so I have to get over myself. Yeah, so this is how it looks. Wow. Gorgeous. So now I'm going to, because I always do that, I'm going to go in with my finger in that same shade. And I'm going to, I'm sure this is even going to shine more now. So, so pretty. Okay, I like it. I really, really do. Okay, I'm going to go in again with the E45. Is that true? Yeah, the E45 from Sigma. I'm so stained. And I'm going to go into that darkest shade, the shade Tradition that we have in the crease, and I'm just sort of blending those two shades here a little bit together with like a super, super light hand and like tiny strokes, just so it sort of melts into each other. And I think that is the look. I think this is the look, sweeties. Okay, let me just do this on the other side, finish my foundation, and then as always we do the lower lash line together. Okay, sweeties, now I'm even more washed out with my foundation on. I cannot even believe, I cannot look at my viewfinder that is just horrendous. But let's just hope and pray that it all ends well. Alright, we're going to finish off the look now. And of course, what are we gonna do? That's always a big question. I think I definitely want to use this dark blue shimmer, which is the shade Celebrate. But I also want to use something lighter, of course. So this is gonna go in the inner corner. This is of course a super beautiful shade, Frosty, and I think I'm gonna go with this one, maybe. Or should I go with the light green? I think I'm gonna go with this one. Alright, so this is the shade Gifts, which is nice. Who doesn't like gifts? Okay, so I'm going to just push this. Oh, this is so pretty. I'm going to put this underneath here, and then closer to the lash line I'm going to build it up a little bit with that darker shade, which is Celebrate. Okay, so this is actually kind of, it looks like a little bit like underwater or something, you know, the whole color scheme. It's really, really cool. Of course, also on my waterline I put a pencil that is this color, which is actually the exact same color that I did here, my eyeliner, which is this one here. That's why it's all scraped up. This is the shade Holiday. Alright, so I'm going here from one thing to the next and I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay, so sweeties, we're almost done. Just fluffing this out a little bit. I'm going to brush off all the pigment on my brush and then sort of just feather out this edge here a little bit. Something like that. I'm also going over that with my Bone Color Matte, of course, as always. And then maybe I should continue to put the Frosty shade in my inner corner. I used it already in other looks. I think in my second look I used this in the inner corner too, which is a very, very beautiful shade, which also works really, really well, builds up super nicely. This is how it looks, as you can see. It's really pretty. And then I need again another brush. I'm driving myself nuts with the brush use, seriously. Okay, and now I'm gonna go into this shade here, which is the shade Celebrate. Alright, and I'm just going to try to sort of build that up a little bit here. There you go. Okay, now I'm just going to go into the shade Gifts again, which was that greenish shimmer, and I'm just sort of fluffing these two together, and that is it, sweeties. So I'm going to finish this off camera, and then I'm going to come back with the swatches of this beautiful palette, and then we're going to meet here again for the review part. So stay tuned, it's coming right up. Okay, sweeties, we are back with the finished look and with my son Hallel, who is here like not very often, but today is no school and it was just perfect so I can show you my little sweetheart who is such a sweet guy. Okay, so anyway, this is the finished look. You have just seen the swatches, which look like this, and I'm trying to not wipe them off on my son. But anyway, we're going to go into this. But first of all, I wanted to ask Hallel what he thinks about the palette. Now, his English, he understands well, but he's not speaking much. So he's going to say something in Hebrew, and I will translate it for you. So what do you want to say about the palette?
שזה יפה מאוד.
Okay, he thinks it's very, very beautiful. Maud, you want to say something else?
שאהבתי את הצבע הזה.
Okay.
איך שלא קוראים לו.
Okay. So he also wants to say that he likes this color the best, which is the shade Holiday. Okay, anything else you want to say? Hi.
לבינתיים אין לי.
Yeah, that's it? Okay, you want to say hi or bye?
Hi.
Okay, alright, you can go upstairs, sweetie. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so sweeties, this is it. By the way, he's 7 years old and yeah, very, very smart kid. It's probably my smartest kid. And right now, still a little bit intimidated of all of this, but he definitely wanted to be here, I promise you. It must look like I'm just dragging my kids here. I don't know. I don't. They want to be here. Really. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about the swatches. You also, of course, saw the swatch video, and I think you can see that this is just a beautiful, so beautiful, vibrant. This is everything. For a person like me, this is everything. You know? Yes, it is for Leorah. This is a small palette, you know? It's really like 12 pans is for Leorah a small palette, but for what it is, being a small palette in my world, it is absolutely gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. What I would add to the palette is probably a shade like this, but as a shimmer. You know, because I'm just so crazy about greens. So I can always add greens. If I would add 20 greens to this palette, it would just, it was, you know, that's how I am. I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah. So you can see that they swatched also super well. There's nothing on my arm. I just do my normal skincare moisturizing lotion at some point beforehand, and then I swatch. And it is so pretty, and it was such a pleasure to swatch those shadows. Both mattes and shimmers worked super well, but super well. Do I have a favorite in the palette? I want to say that probably this shade, also from swatching and also from the way it performed in on my eye in the first look. I believe I used this one, is absolutely phenomenal. So beautiful. But really, I can't really say that there is something in the palette that didn't work. I tried everything and everything worked super well. Now this is a release. I think really that this is my first holiday release that is actually also like with Christmas decoration on it. Which is kind of cool because, you know, my kids, they don't know stuff like this, you know? So they asked me what these balls are. They thought it's like a discotheque, like from the discotheque. So I told them that's like a decoration for Christmas trees and stuff. So I think it's hilarious, you know, because how you see how all the different cultures and religions vibe and stuff, and we can all be, you know, it's fine. So, I have nothing against this. So let's see. I mean, the color scheme also on the outer packaging, together with what you're getting inside the palette, color scheme wise, is beautiful. It's absolutely on point, absolutely stunning. Really, you know, they have absolutely delivered here. You do have cardboard packaging. As I told you, the design and the artwork is out of this world. So creative and beautiful. And then here you have the ingredients on the back side, and then also of course you do have a nice size mirror. You have shade names, and they all match up super well with the topic of the palette, which is also really nice. So yeah, buildability, I think you also saw when I was building the blue and building the blue and building the blue, how much it built, and I could have continued. I'm pretty sure I could have continued and made this more, you know, Yeah, so anyway, that was that. Creasing, didn't experience any creasing. Staining, can't really say that there was any staining in any of the looks, the first looks that I did. So I would highly recommend this palette, seriously. Now, this is the first time I've used this brand, and I'm actually super intrigued what's going to be next, because, you know, if she continues on that road, you know, I'm a fan. And that is also why I signed up to be an affiliate for DJ's Unique Boutique. So in case you want to order something, there is a code in the description box, because really, after I tried this, I signed up, because really, how do they always say? Sign me up. Hold my beer, sign me up. Yeah. In my case, it's probably hold my wine, because I don't drink beer, but I love wine, have to say. Anyway, so that is it. I don't think there is anything else I can add to this, because, you know, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I can always add greens, but, you know, for what it is a very, very beautiful palette. And of course, if you're missing something and you don't have to film a review, then just pull in something else, right? Like for today, if you do need a lighter blue, just pull in a lighter blue. Like for me, it's always, you know, I have to juggle this because I'm sitting here and I want to film a review using just that palette. So that's what I'm doing. But I think in other looks, I would definitely try to mix this also with something else. Definitely, because it's a beautiful quality, seriously. So anyway, this is what it is. I hope you did enjoy yourselves. Of course, if you're new here, then please feel free to subscribe to my channel. You will find, of course, my makeup and everything, my discount codes, everything you need to know in the description box down below. Leave me a comment in the comment section, and I shall see you here super soon for my next video. And up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle.